Let me bring in the great man, Paul Murray, in early for his 9 o'clock show. Good to see you, mate.
Big fella.
First up, the Governor-General, $700,000 in the middle of a cost of living crisis. And she's the social justice campaigner.
Look, they're doing everything they can, Chris. I mean, they are doing everything they can. Every decision goes through the prism of cost of living.
Oh, God.
What is the addiction also with the Prime Minister and his ministers making decisions that the public servants above them and around them earn more than they do? The idea that the vice-regal role needs to earn even more than the Prime Minister, despite the fact that she's got, under this, she'll have 2 mansions, one next door to the PM in Sydney, one, of course, in Canberra, let alone the travel perks. And this is a person who will go back to a business career. This is a person who will come back.
She'll trade off it beautifully.
Correct. It is...
It's unbelievable.
Well, it to some degrees, it links in with what you were just talking about, right? Which is this basic sense of frustration that I believe a lot of people feel, which is just... the machine just rolls over the top of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? It's endlessly contradictory. It's frustratingly contradictory. It's unnecessary in its reminder about how we're doing it because we can.
Yeah, and the Canberra Press Gallery, most of them, not our good people, are in on the same plan. I showed earlier one of the journos there saying, average people don't understand how this is helping them. What? Yeah. Our power bills are going up and this is good for us.
Yeah, but this is like, very closely, for some reason, the Australian media is obsessed with trying to echo what's happening in particularly American politics, right? So at the moment, the run there is to say, well, the people just don't understand how good they've got it when it comes to the economy. So they're just practicing that and putting it through when it comes to this issue. But look, Tanya Plibersek, every time I've met her is an incredibly decent and nice person. But sometimes she runs these lines that just make my head explode. Yesterday, she's out and about saying, the Dutton proposal's $500 billion worth of this, that and the other. And that's money that could go to hospitals. Well, according to CSIRO, all of this stuff, all of the renewable stuff is $500 billion. Yeah. So the same argument works against their policy that they're trying to push in the other direction. And again, it's just that sense of frustration. And again, completely missing from the detail is when Dutton came out and announced this, it's not nukes only. No. Renewables are part of it. What's built will not be pulled down.
No, exactly. Unfortunately, in some cases. But of course,
gas will be added to it.
There'll be gas, there'll be renewables, there'll be nuclear, and you've got to work out exactly what sort of a mix or roughly how much of a mix it'll be. While we're on that, Matt Keane, your favourite.
Please. Does anyone believe that he announced his resignation last Tuesday and they found a job for him to announce on the Monday? Now, the Australian newspaper has done some very clever reporting on all of this as well, that technically he's still an MP.
He is?
In New South Wales.
Still drawing a salary.
Correct.
Is this an inducement to leave office?
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, it's such a big accusation to make, but common sense is clear here that he said in his statement, I just double-checked it before we came on here, that he was going to work in the energy sector, in the energy industry, right? We all assume that to be the money-making side of things where Turnbull and Cannon Brooks and all of those people are. Well, then, if he left because of this job, well, then he was enticed out of being an MP. I want to know...
Well, and we're not alleging anything, but the reason this is important for anybody who's not onto this...
If it was the oil industry, what would anyone else say?
Yeah, well, it's against the law. ICAC has found way back against Terry
Metherall.
Terry Metherall, who was Premier Greiner at the time, because it's supposedly induced out of a job.
The questions are pretty simple, which is... how long was the post open for? Was it publicly advertised? Had other people applied? How did this bloke end up becoming the top of the tree? When was the job offered to him? All of those questions for question time this week. And at the end of it, send it off to the National Integrity and Corruption.
I've got a feeling you'll have a bit more on that at 9 o'clock tonight, mate.
My oath. You've got that feeling I've been reading all day, haven't you?
Don't miss it. Paul Murray live at 9 o'clock. We'll be all over it. Paul Murray versus Matt Keane. Can't wait to see that one.